this bhakti, the inclination towards bhakti will not develop in the heart until we bathe ourselves in the dust of the lotus feet of the Guru. In the world also you need a teacher, but the process of receiving knowledge from the teacher differs. It is a kind of a barter. Okay, this course, how much will it cost? And how much will this course cost? So, okay, in that case, I can afford this course. All right, professor, I've paid the fees. Give me the knowledge. It's a mechanical process of give and take of knowledge. But that does not work in the spiritual realm. Divine knowledge cannot be purchased because it doesn't have a price. It is invaluable. So divine knowledge requires faith, reverence. Hence, Lord Krishna is giving the viddhi, the process of how to approach the Guru.
Bhagavad Gita Chapter 4, verse chanting is followed by translation and commentary by Swami Mukundananda.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उpadekshyanti ते jnanam jnaninas tattva-darshinah.
Learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth.
In the previous verse, Lord Krishna explained that better than doing ritualistic ceremonies as a mechanical activity is to do them with knowledge. So now that he brought knowledge into the picture of doing yajnas or sacrifices, the question arises, where will you get knowledge from? In the world as well, if you wish to upgrade your knowledge, you approach someone with superior knowledge. In spirituality, this becomes even more necessary because the spiritual truths are not immediately perceptible. And hence you require an experienced teacher whom you can access for that higher knowledge. And that is what Lord Krishna is saying, that Arjun, the way to divine knowledge is to find a guru. Now this you all have heard so many times, our scriptures, they are repeating this over and over again. In the Bhagavatam is the story of Prahlad Maharaj. When Varaha Bhagavan killed Hiranyaksh, at that time Hiranyakashipu became extremely annoyed. Vishnu has killed my brother. I will take revenge. So he went off to practice austerities. And here his wife Kayadhu, Prahlad came to her womb. So Indra thought that a demon child is going to be born. Before Hiranyakashipu returns, and before this demon is born, may as well kill him in the womb itself. One problem less. So Indra was taking Kayadhu, and Narad met along the way. Narad said, Indra, don't make this mistake. In her womb is a Mahabhagavat, a great realized soul. So Indra handed over Kayadhu. Narad took her to the celestial ashram, and there he bestowed knowledge upon that lady. But she was not interested. When Narad would give a lecture, Kayadhu would fall asleep. And in the womb, Prahlad, he received all the knowledge. And not just Tera Tujko Arpan, he did Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. He made it practical. So the consequence was that when he was born, he was seeing Krishna everywhere in the world. Tanmayonu chakaraha, the Bhagavatam states. He became Tanmahe. Now here Hiranyakashipu returned. And he was so delighted to see his little child. So he brought his little child in the lap and said to his guru's children, Shand and Amark, that go and teach my child that knowledge, the stately craft, Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. So they took him over and they were teaching him a variety of things. But Prahlad was not interested. Now when they brought him back, Hiranyakashipu with great relish took Prahlad on his lap and he said, my child, what have you learnt in the Rakshas Gurukul, the Pathshalas, the school of scoundrels? Prahlad said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishno Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. So this Navadha Bhakti, which is so popular around the world, it was first mentioned here in the Bhagavatam by Prahlad to his father. 23rd verse of the 5th chapter of the 7th canto. He said, Father, we should engage in Navadha Bhakti. This is what I have learnt. Iti pumsar pita Vishnav bhaktis chain navalakshana. First you surrender your heart, the mind to Bhagavan, and then engage in these ninefold processes. So Hiranyakashipu was so annoyed that I've practiced austerities to kill Vishnu, and my son is recommending Vishnu Bhakti. He took Prahlad and threw him away and called his masters, Shand and Amark. Is this why I send him to you all to teach all this? So Shand and Amark said, this is not what we taught him. I don't know where he has learnt all this from. At that time, Prahlad said, Father, it's not their fault. Do you think bhakti is so cheap that it can be achieved so easily? This bhakti which I have got has not come from them. Naisham matistavadurukkramangrim sprishatyanartha pagamo yadartha mahiyasam padarajobhishekam nishkinchananam navrinitayavat. Father, this bhakti, the inclination towards bhakti will not develop in the heart until we bathe ourselves in the dust of the lotus feet of the Guru. I have got it from my Guru Narad. So that Guru is required, which is what Lord Krishna is saying. Now, we discussed that in the world also you need a teacher. But the process of receiving knowledge from the teacher differs. It is a kind of a barter. Okay, this course, how much will it cost? And how much will this course cost? So, okay, in that case, I can afford this course. All right, professor, I've paid the fees. Give me the knowledge. It's a mechanical process of give and take of knowledge. But that does not work in the spiritual realm. Divine knowledge cannot be purchased because it doesn't have a price. It is invaluable. So, divine knowledge requires faith, reverence. Hence, Lord Krishna is giving the viddhi, the process of how to approach the Guru. He says, Tad viddhi, in order to know the truth, pranipatena, pariprashnena, sevaya. 3 points. You offer your respects, pranipat, pariprashnena. Ask questions, seeking knowledge, not to challenge, with thirst for knowing, and sevaya. Engage in service. Then the Guru shall impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So this is an important point that Lord Krishna has said, jnaninas tattva-darshinah. What is the difference between an ordinary pandit and a realized sage? The simple pandit has got the theoretical knowledge of the scriptures. But mere theoretical knowledge does not suffice. In somebody's household, one of the relatives passed away. They were all mourning. And Panditji was called to give a lecture, as is the tradition in Sanatan Dharma, in the Vedic culture. Panditji gave a lecture from the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayantyapo. Look, the soul does not die. It is eternal. It cannot be burnt. It cannot be cut. You should not lament for your relative. He is still alive. So all the family members said, yes, Panditji, you are very correct. We should not lament. A few weeks went by. Panditji was having a goat. The goat died. And Panditji started lamenting. Now the family members came to know. So they said, Panditji, that day you told us that on the passing away of our relative we should not lament. And today on the passing away of your goat you are lamenting. Panditji said, look, the relative was yours, but the goat was mine. I was attached. So this is theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge, in fact, can even confuse a person. Because something is written here, something else is written there. How do you reconcile? I was once in one place and, traveling around in India, giving lectures in little places. So some devotees of a guru living nearby, they said, Swamiji, come and have darshan of our guru. He is Khade Shree Baba. Khade Shree Baba. So what is his specialty? He never sits. He remains khada. He keeps standing all the time. So I said, definitely, we must have darshan of Khade Shree Baba. So we went. Khade Shree Baba, naturally, they said for 27 years he's not sat down. So obviously, how can somebody remain standing? He had a rope tied out there and he was having his hands like this. And his legs were swollen so much. And his face was all fallen. I said to Khade Shree Baba, that why do you practice such austerities? He said, Lord Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasam jagarti sanyami. That Lord Krishna said that what ordinary people consider as night, the realized people, the sages, they look on it as day. And that is why I don't sleep at night. I said, look, this is not the meaning of what Lord Krishna said. What Lord Krishna said is what the Ramayana has said. Moha nisha sab sova nihara. People are sleeping in the sleep of ignorance. Dekhahi sapana aneka prakara. And they are seeing a dream. I am so and so, this is my house, this is my country. जानिए तब ही जीव जग जागा जब सब विषय विलास viraga. Know that soul to be awake, who has developed detachment from the enjoyment of the senses. So that is what Lord Krishna was saying, not that you sit, you stand up all night and you say, now I am enlightened. Well, it is one thing to have the theoretical knowledge of the scriptures and a second to realize it practically. And that realized sage, when we hear the knowledge from such a guru, it goes and hits us deep. While a theoretical pandit's knowledge does not hit deep. That is the way to find the guru. Kabir ji, he was very little schooled and he was living in Kashi, the city of scholars. So Pandits of Kashi accosted him and said to Kabir ji that what is the matter? We are Shat Shastri. We know the Shad Darshan and we explain with the help of all of this. And you make a little simple couplet and explain. But our teachings don't seem to impact anybody's hearts. While what you say hits them so hard, they become detached from the world and start running to God. What is the difference? Kabir ji said, the difference is this. Tum kehte ho kagas ki lekhi. You are only saying what you have read. मैं कहता हूं निज आंखों की देखी. I am saying what I have seen, what I have realized. So that is the tattva-darshinah. The guru is a tattva-darshi. So try and find such a tattva-darshi. And then do what? Then surrender the intellect there. Just like you want knowledge from an advocate, you have got no understanding of law. But in such a litigious society like America, you've got stuck because somebody has created a case. Now what to do? You go to the advocate because he is the expert in law. And you surrender the intellect. The advocate says, look, this is what you need to say. When you go into the witness box, when the jury asks this question, you will say this. When they ask this, you will keep quiet. Now you surrender your intellect to the advocate because he is the expert. And that is how you win the case. Likewise, the concept of making a guru is to surrender the intellect. Now what the guru says, we adopt that. If we don't surrender the intellect, then making a guru has no meaning. That was the mistake that Arjun made. In the beginning of the second chapter, 7th verse, he tells Shree Krishna, you are my guru. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Guruji, he is telling Jagat Guru Shree Krishna, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum, you are my guru. He was fortunate. He was an avatar Kal. So Bhagavan was in front of him. He could make Bhagavan his guru. That was the good fortune of Arjuna. Now he says, Shree Krishna, you are my guru. Tell me what I should do. Shree Krishna says, Arjun, look, if you are asking me, you need to fight. No, but Sri Krishna, if I fight, then my relatives will get killed, and then my relatives, their wives will become widows, and then their children will be unwanted progeny, and this will be sinful, and then I will go to hell. Sri Krishna says, Arjun, you know more than me. Then you become the guru, I'll become the disciple. The idea of making guru is exactly this. That Guruji, you know more than me. You tell me what to do. And now you are telling me, Arjun, what is right, what is wrong. That means you are the guru. No, that is all right, Sri Krishna, but. So he is keeping on applying the but. Lack of surrender. And at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, the but gets removed. Surrender happens. He says, Nashto moha smritir labdha. Oh Shri Krishna, my doubts are dispelled. Karishye vachanam tava. Now I shall do as you wish me to do. So it is not possible that every instruction of the Guru will be understood by us. Because even in the world, if somebody is ahead of us, we cannot understand everything he does. Many years ago, one villager said to me in India, Are Swamiji, Pradhan Mantri apni seat garam kar raha. He is just heating up his seat. I said, what do you mean? What I mean is, if he wanted, he could have removed India's poverty in just a few days. I said, really? How would he remove India's poverty? All he needs to do is to print 1,000 rupee notes and give them to everyone. Poverty will go. So the villager is using his head, but he doesn't realize that there's an inherent economic flaw in that strategy of his. So likewise, the Guru tells us from a higher level. Ramakrishna Paramahans used to live in Dakshineshwar in the temple of Kali. And he had this group of dedicated disciples, which included Swami Vivekananda. And there was another famous Swami Brahmanand. Now, once in a while, every alternate day, he would send one of his disciples to go to Kolkata and purchase groceries and bring them. So they used to cross the river on the boat, the Ganga. And once, Brahmanand, he was returning from the market. In the boat, he was sitting. And a few other people were also there, the local inhabitants of Kolkata, and one of them started criticizing, oh, this is the disciple of that mad priest, referring to Ramakrishna Paramahans. That person has got no brains and he's spoiling the youth as well. Brahmanand listened quietly. Later on, when he came back to Ramakrishna Paramahans, he related what had happened. And Gurudev also used to ask from educative purposes. So when Brahmanand said, they said this, Ramakrishna Paramahans said, what did you say? I said, I kept quiet. You kept quiet. They insulted your Guru and you didn't say anything. What a kind of a yellow stomach you have. So the other disciples, they got fired up. Now a few days went by, it was Swami Vivekananda's turn. He went to the market, he was coming back. Again there were some nasty people in the boat. They started criticizing him. They said, here's another of those idle people, they've got nothing better to do and that is why they engage in devotion. Swami Vivekananda, he got up. He took his shoe in his hand and he said, I'll smash your head and throw you into the water if ever you criticize my Guru again. Now he went. Ramakrishna Paramahans asked for the report. He related and he said what he told them. Ramakrishna Paramahans said, so much of anger. Could you not just tolerate and listen to what he was saying? Swami Vivekananda said, you are reversing what you said 2 days ago to Brahmanand. Ramakrishna Paraman said, he has got less spirit. I needed to charge him up. And you are too full of spirit. I need to pull you down a little bit. So, the Guru's instructions, only he knows. Kripaluji Maharaj used to say that the Guru is speaking to someone. He is bestowing grace upon somebody else, showering affection on somebody else, giving knowledge to a fourth person. If you look at the externals of the Guru's behavior, you'll become totally confused. So that is why the need to surrender the intellect, and then the miracle happens. Yasya deve parabhaktir yatha deve tatha gurau tasya ite kathita hyartha prakashyante mahatmanah. The Shvetashvara Upanishad states, to that fortunate soul who has got implicit faith in God and the realized Guru, the import of the Vedas gets revealed from within by the Guru's grace.